Hello and welcome to Wellbeing Café. Thank you so much for joining for day 2 of our Flow month-long journey.
This is Flow as in our life movement model, standing for learn, integrate, flow, and explore. Our flow journey moves fluidly through intermediate poses and transitions, working towards more advanced positions while leaving more space through less anatomical cueing.
Today's class is focused on flexibility, one of the 5 pillars in our balanced body journey. Every flexibility practice uses Yin Yoga, a passive practice which targets deep connective tissues by holding poses for extended periods of time.
Awareness and self-regulation are essential to finding the unique balance needs of your body. By taking this class, you take on all liability of injury, and we really don't want you to get injured, so please adjust for what your body needs today.
Yin Yoga practices are intended to be very intense, but never painful. So if any pose during our practice begins to feel painful in your body, please exit the pose and come into another pose that would serve you better today. To learn more about Yin Yoga, check out the link in the description below. In the day, we'll focus on the shoulders and the back. Though no props are required, you may want to have a pillow, a block, or a blanket, and always an option to bring more props as well. We'll begin lying on the belly. Stack your hands underneath your forehead. The elbows can flare out. And allow the knees to roll slightly inward to relieve pressure from the knees and the lower back. Observe the breath entering and leaving the body. As you inhale, fill up from the lower belly, all the way to the ribs, to the tops of the collarbones. And as you exhale, release from the collarbones to the ribs, to the lower belly. Inhale, feel your belly press against the ground, to the ribs, to the collarbones. Exhale, feel the release from the collarbones, the ribs, all the way to the belly. Inhale, slowly fill up. Exhale, slowly release. Continue with this breath pattern for the next few moments. Once you complete your final round, slowly lift up into tabletop position. Take any gentle movements that feel good here. Maybe you circle through the rib cage, go through a few rounds of cat-cows, or take any other movement that your body is asking for. The movements don't necessarily have to make sense. They can just be whatever your body is guiding you towards. By listening to our bodies and giving them what they are asking for, we're actively working on building our mind-body connection, our body awareness. Return to a static pose as you're ready. Bring the knees out wide, the big toes to touch as you bring the hips back for child's pose. Crawl the hands forward and lower the chest down. An option to remain in child's pose, or you can follow me into puppy pose. Lift the chest up, bring the knees closer together, and crawl the hands forward. Allow the hips to stack over top of the knees as you lower the chest down. Puppy pose is quite a bit more intense on the back, on the shoulders, and the neck. So if you notice that there's any odd sensations or any pinching, then please return to child's pose. Wherever you are, allow the torso to become heavy. Release the weight of the head. Release tension in the hands and feet. Deep breath in and exhale. If you are in puppy pose, press into the palms and slide the hips back towards the heels. Sweep the arms out behind you, palms face up for rounded child's pose. If you are in child's pose, gently lift the chest, bring the knees together and sweep the hands behind. Bring the forehead towards the ground. Notice here what you feel upon releasing child's pose or puppy pose. You may feel tingling sensations across the spine or in the shoulders. Notice what you feel here. Remain here in stillness or invite gentle movements in. Maybe you circle through the arms or open and close the chest. Allow your body to tell you where it needs to go. 3 more breaths of any movements that feel good in your body. We'll meet in rounded child's pose, an option to remain here for our next long hold, or to follow me into rabbit pose. Reach for the heels as you bring the top of the head to the ground. Make sure that the majority of the pressure is not pressed into the top of the head, but more so in the shins and the feet. Allow the spine to round. As you inhale, feel expansion along the line of the back. And as you exhale, round a bit deeper. Inhale deeply and exhale. If you are in rabbit pose, slowly lower into rounded child's pose. All together, slowly return to tabletop position. Notice the sensations that you feel. Remain in stillness or invite gentle movements in. It may feel nice to extend one leg and then the other. Or to go through a few more rounds of cat-cows. Once you feel complete, lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your forehead to the tops of your hands, the elbows out wide. Shift the hips side to side. Return to a static place. Press into your left palm and gently lift your chest off the ground. Thread your right arm behind the left. Square the shoulders down towards the ground and lower your chest down for closed wing pose. The forehead can rest on a fist or a block, with an additional option to thread the left arm all the way across to the other side. As you inhale, feel expansion between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, allow your body to become heavy. If at any point you notice tingling sensations in the fingertips, then slowly release the arms and tap out the fingertips to return blood flow. Full breath in. Exhale. Slowly release the left arm if you have it crossed. Press into the left forearm. Lift the chest up and release the right arm. Return your hands underneath your forehead, elbows out wide, as you bend through the legs. Scan through the body from the soles of the feet to the top of the head, and notice where you feel release. Remain in stillness or invite gentle movements in. It may feel nice to windshield wiper the legs side to side or tap out the fingertips. 3 more breaths. Send the legs out long. Press into the right palm as you lift the chest up. Thread the left arm across the chest, and then lower the chest down. Set up into any variation you'd like. Maybe you leave the right arm out in front. You use the fist to support your head, or you thread the right arm all the way across to the left side. Settle into your variation of choice. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Release the pose. Unthread the left arm and press into the right palm as you lift the chest up. Lower your forehead to the tops of your hands, elbows out to the sides, and bend through the knees. Notice what sensations you feel in your body. Remain in stillness or invite gentle movements in. As you're ready, slowly make your way onto your back in any way that you'd like. Pull the knees into the chest and take gentle rocks side to side. If you don't have any props today, make your way into a final resting pose of your choice. This can be Shavasana with legs and arms out long, or you can bring the feet out wide, knees close together to relieve tension in the lower back. If you have one block, bring it down to the lowest level first as you lean the middle of the back over top and allow the head to fall back. This can be pretty intense, so just make sure that your neck and back feel safe. The block can also be brought up to a higher setting if you feel more open. And if you have a blanket, you can fold it together and lean over top of the blanket for a more gentle back bend. If you have 2 blocks, bring the first block parallel to the long edge of the mat, and then set your second block perpendicular to the first block. Lean your upper back against the first block and rest your head against the second block. Readjust as you need to find a comfortable back bend here. As you arrive into your final resting pose of choice, gently close down the eyes or soften the gaze. Bring your attention to your breath. On your next inhale, breathe into the lowest part of the belly. Fill up to the ribs, all the way to the collarbones. And exhale from collarbones to ribs to belly. Continue with 3-part breath, slowly filling up the body with air and slowly releasing. Complete one last round. Allow the breath to return to a natural resting state. For the final moments of our practice, allow your body and mind to rest and just be. Remain here for as long as you'd like, an option to pause the video to continue your stay. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.